All right, folks, before the puck drops, a big shout out to Big 8. Fellow Atlantic Canadians keeping us refreshed since 1986.
Their bottled water is straight from a natural spring in Valley, Nova Scotia. Clean and crisp.
And don't forget, 23 flavors of carbonated soft drinks made with natural sugars. Many flavors, now in cans too.
Big 8's got that East Coast charm, and you know we're all about that.
So grab a Big 8 and stay refreshed. All right, now let's get into the hockey. All right, let's have it. I open my big mouth, and here we are. Hey?
Yeah, I blame you, Jeremy, for the loss. Totally.
Are we cracking these right now?
Oh, I can't be the only one left out.
Sheepers. That exploded. Boys, I got stuff all over the microphone, the keyboard.
Gotta learn how to open a can, man.
I guess.
That's refreshing.
All right, so in case you're wondering why they need to blame me. So in the group chat while the game was going on, don't think I need to describe which game that was. But I opened my big mouth and I said, if there's, paraphrasing, if there's someone who can beat Hellebuyck, it's the Avs, because they were the ones that made him look human in the playoffs, and he was never quite the same after that. And then
I think the term was Hellebuyck killer. I think that was the term.
Almost immediately after I said that, Devon Taves has the whole net to himself. He's basically passed / to the side of Hellebuyck. Just has to tap the puck in. Hellebuyck reaches back. He's got the paddle right there. He deflects the puck just enough that it goes across the crease out to the corner. Should have been a tap-in goal. If that's not enough, in the third period, when it could have been the game-winning goal again, you got McKinnon on the left side, takes a pass from McDavid. Hellebuyck is nowhere near reading this to push across. Probably 2/3, maybe even 75% of the net open. And McKinnon fires it outside of the post, goes into the corner. So my Hellebuyck killers had a chance to put Canada ahead and avoid overtime, which is another story because it's stupid. And so it's my fault. 2 times it could have put him away. And
what do you have to say for yourself?
Had you not cursed them.
So I'm sorry. This is retribution. It's Hellebuyck getting back, I guess, maybe at them. Me being too bold in thinking about it. So yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Canada. I let you down.
I speak on behalf of Canada to let you know that your apology is not good enough. And we hope that this curse carries back to the NHL and some miraculous thing takes place where Winnipeg makes the playoffs and eliminates Colorado in round 1. Cheers!
Cheers!
Hear, hear. Hear, hear.
Well, I'm not worried about that because it's not going to happen. All right, where do you want to start, boys? There's so much we could talk about. This could probably be 2 hours. What's the raw thoughts right off the cuff here?
I think we should probably start with the Big 8 Player of the week.
Dave's a killer. Yeah, Dave's a killer.
So we haven't discussed this. Who I think there's one player, and it may not be a player any of us wants to hear about, but who do we got?
There's arguably two. I'm just going to assume Connor Hellebuyck gets the Big 8 Player of the Week with an honorable mention, as much as it pains me, to Mr. Jack Hughes. Those are my nominations.
Jack had a good tournament.
He did. He started stepping up and had quite the day today. So
It was like a redemption tournament for a few of those guys. But yeah, I mean, hard to beat the guy that gets the golden goal.
lost some teeth.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
I gotta say that was some pitcher. Bloody mouth, teeth missing. He's got the American flag draped over him, and you're kind of like, all right, well, that goes pretty hard.
Yeah, hang it in the Louvre at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had Connor Hellebuyck number one. I mean, redeems himself from Four Nations. He finally puts like the big moment game on his career, and it's about as big as it gets. And Canada has 42 shots or whatever it was, and they got one by him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got goalied in a gold medal game. Like, we dominated 75% of that game, or we're in control of 75% of that game. And somehow Hellebuyck kept them in it. Like, if I was a Jets fan, I'd be pretty upset. Like, where was this? The last 50 games of the season so far? Like, what is happening?
That was one of my exact thoughts, Matt. It was like the biggest loser here is Winnipeg. They're like, we had the team for like 2 years. Where was this?
we had a very similar conversation today. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're like way outside the playoffs. I don't know. Maybe, who knows, right? Maybe this galvanizes. I mean, pretty long way to go. You're pretty much in. The other team's got to lose stage of the season in order to get in. But I totally agree, Matt. Like, what I thought was odd, was different about this gold medal game than previous ones was that, it wasn't as even. Like the Four Nations championship game, it was back and forth. Both teams had their chances. Binnington stood on his head. I mean, I think he out-goalied Hellebuyck on that one. I would say the U.S. had the better of the chances in that one, but
I was, you know what? I was just going to say, and I said that today, that maybe, just maybe, we didn't quite deserve to win Four Nations. Because you took the words out of my mouth that kind of like the U.S. bettered them on chances during the Four Nations that last game, and then today it was the opposite, right? So it is what it is. Like that's hockey, and you can get goalied, and like
yeah, you hate to see it like that. But yeah, to your point, Matt, it was like, I mean, after, especially you could say for sure the second and third. I mean, I don't remember who I said it to, but it was like there was points when Canada really got going. Or it was like, I've never seen hockey played at this high a level before.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just chance after chance after chance.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And it wasn't just like the big mega line, the Big Mac line, whatever you want to call it. It was like
nuclear, right? Nuclear line.
The nuclear option. It was like, I found that, when there was points, we get into other stuff, but like when Bennett, Wilson, Marchand was out there and there was line juggling going on, but like, those guys at points, they look like they were playing to the identities that you have them on the team for. Like I found every line that was going out was kind of like finding their purpose, and they were just wave after wave after wave. And it was really something like I just couldn't believe. Like I was like, wow, this is what Olympic hockey is, what you get. You get these high level guys clicking like this. Crazy.
Outcome aside for us, what a wicked game. Like edge of your seat the whole time. Like thoroughly enjoyed myself watching that other than the last 30 seconds.
And I was very fearful going in. Like I had watched all of the US games as well. And they were a pretty dominant force through the qualification rounds, the medal rounds. And then seeing how Canada struggled with some teams down the stretch, I thought, oh shoot, we're either going to get smoked or it's going to be a very nail-biter game. And I think almost the opposite happened. Like we stepped up and we didn't get the outcome we deserved, even though we played really well. Like this was leaps and bounds our best game of the tournament, hands down. Like, I mean, it was just chance after chance. I mean, Celebrini could have had 4 or 5 himself if he buried like, the chances he was set up for. Like he was so good for us all event. Just he couldn't find the net, in this game, right? So I'm super happy that we showed up because I thought we were just going to get trounced. If you look at like the US's run, they were so defensively sound, and we really exploited that today. Like I thought their defense wasn't really that fantastic against us. Like, sure, you could say the score was 1-1 or 2-1. They won. Of course, their defense is good, but we also got 47 shots through or whatever it was, right? Like that's not super great.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about how well built the US defense was, and like they really had to spend most of the time defending. And to your point, like it's 42 or 3 shots or whatever against that team that's built to, not allow that, right? Mm-hmm. It wasn't like one and dones. It was sustained pressure. It was, 5 guys getting puck touches. It was just like, the puck was going everywhere that it needed to. And that part was pretty surprising. We always kind of put on our like predictive hats when we see this tournament format and we look at the games leading up to it. And the part of you is like, I always know that Canada-US is always going to bring the best out of each other, and you're always going to get that side of it too. But maybe I just don't remember, but like I was trying to think of games that compare, and I was thinking like, well, what about like 2002? Like that team was, that team was a team that everyone touted as like, maybe this one's the best ever. And, they'd only been NHL players since 98 or whatever at that point. But like, even that team, like they end up winning that game 5-2, right? Against the US, and I was like, I don't know if it's quite on that level or not. But then the way those last 2 periods ran, I was just like, oh, like, wow. I don't know at this point which team's better, but
yeah, ice was tilted for sure.
Ultimately, it doesn't, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Did you guys have any thoughts on the goals or like the US players or anything in particular?
No, and like I want to spend part of this not drowning in our sorrows that is a Team Canada loss. Like, let's pretend we don't care. There was some like bright spots to this American game, if I'm being real honest. Boldy he just seemed to be everywhere. And the Gaudreau stuff at the end got me in the feels. I'm not going to lie. When they hauled out that jersey and brought out his kids and had the photo with his kids, I was like, oh my gosh.
There's your third contender for Player of the Week.
Yeah, honestly, like you really could. And I understand, like some people don't understand. I was explaining to my kids earlier. It's like you got to know, like for like Austin and the Kachucks, they've known Johnny Gaudreau for 15 years or more, because like you have all these development camps and then you have some that are invite only. And then as you go through that system, there's less and less of yous there because some of yous have made the cut and some of yous didn't. And they all know each other. And it's the same for Canada too, right? Like you have all these NHLers that at some point were on the World Juniors together and they've been in all these development camps and stuff. They've crossed paths. And that's Johnny to all of them, right? Like really, he would have been there.
And I think that's the thing. He would have been there. Like it's not like
he would have been there.
It's not like a retired player who passed away and they're still remembering him a year plus later. It's like this is somebody who was in the prime of his career-ish and probably would have been with them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I didn't mind that stuff at all. If anything, it's like it was just this moment of like, you know what? That one's for Johnny. That's fine. I'll give you that one. Next time, though, you're not getting another one. That's how I felt. You know?
Well, even like Matthew Tkachuk, like he's carrying Johnny Gaudreau's kids around. And I'm like, how am
I want to not like you at all.
How am I supposed to hate this? I can't hate this.
You could still hate him,
honestly.
Though, but you don't have to hate this.
But not until he puts the kid down.
Put the kid down.
I didn't check, but did I hear the announcer saying it was Johnny Gaudreau's birthday today too?
Yep.
The son's birthday.
I think it was.
No, the son's birthday. Gaudreau Jr.
The son's birthday?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, the whole Miracle on Ice thing.
It's also the anniversary of the Miracle on Ice. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's just too much there. Yeah.
The Boldy thing, you mentioned him. That first goal was ridiculous.
Very pretty.
He's like a magician, just taps it up, tapping it between Taves and Makar, and they're both like, ooh.
Yeah, tapped it to himself.
He just walks right through them.
Gary, I'm with you. Think about the pair he did that to.
Exactly.
So I was like, what?
They were just like,
and Taves didn't learn how to tap it in, apparently, from that play. Like, later on in the game, he couldn't execute.
He couldn't do it.
He was still hypnotized.
I'm so glad you set that up because I wanted to talk about that. I think some people were like, well, what were they doing? And I'm like, okay, we see the Minnesota Wild 4 times a year. And I've seen Matt Boldy now for a few seasons. And I've never seen him do that. Like, big time goal scorer. Never seen him split any D ever. I mean, not in any of the games I watched. And so I think the familiarity was what allowed that to happen because you could just see them like it was almost like it was similar to like the 2 defensemen on Marner's overtime goal.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where they were they're too far apart and they're not expecting him to just drive the middle. And by the time they realize what's happening, it's too late. And he's by, and I think they're just like,
they're expecting a dump and a shift change.
Where did that come from?
I also, I think that actually fooled Binnington as well. I think I think if he was expecting it, he has that. I don't think he was expecting it. Like he literally chipped it to himself, danced between the two of them, and poor Binnington's left high and dry. Like, oh, this is happening. Do you know what I mean?
Binnington was playing the 5-hole.
Yes,
and he went short side. He was back against the grain. Yeah. It was a beautiful goal.
It was a beautiful goal.
No doubt.
Yeah, 100%.
But
100%. Nothing you can do about that.
Oh yeah, and like I say, like I think the familiarity was what caused them to misunderstand what happened,
which is highly possible.
Hilarious just to see the like what the like. It's just not what he normally does. I mean, he plays with Kaprizov. You tell me Kaprizov's going for that? Yeah, absolutely, all day long. So yeah,
he just seemed to be involved in everything today.
His name came up a lot.
But, like that was his goal. Tom Wilson's laying on the ice. You look back and like, oh, what happened? Oh, Boldy's standing right there, standing over him. Yeah. And it wasn't even him, but it's just like he was involved in everything. He was just there for everything. Yeah. He had a good day too.
Yeah. And I thought early on, I feel like we kind of forgot about this as the game went on. But like Tom Wilson kind of showed why they got him. Mm-hmm. I mean, that hit on Larkin. I couldn't, like...
Unreal.
I don't know how Larkin get up from that.
Me neither.
I thought his whole head would be gone. I've never seen... Like, he just, like leaned up full weight, full speed into his chest.
And got all of it.
Completely 360'd him into the boards. And it's like... And he just popped right up. I was like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it seemed to like kind of galvanize the team. I thought it like really seemed to get. I found like after that is when Canada really kind of started to get going because you had that very first shift, those first few shifts from the U.S. where it's like
not looking
the only
good.
time. Yeah, they had Canada's defense in a blender. But that was like the first few shifts were like that, and then that was basically it. They didn't really cycle it like that ever for the rest of the game.
No,
which is pretty crazy. But the Boldy goal was something. I guess like I thought like it's hard for me to talk about it. Everyone, you're going to say I'm biased and this and that, but like
you're biased.
I thought Makar
and this and that.
Yeah. I thought Makar had overall a very good game. Take the 3-on-3 out of it.
I was going to say, you're not going to be biased if I bring up the 3-on-3.
That might be the part that people remember about the game, but
no, really, the Avs in that OT was not good. But yes.
When the 5 years from now, when they're replaying all the goals from this game. And it's like Makar just staring at the puck on the first goal as Boldy walks by, and then the second goal
doesn't look good.
In.
Yeah, he was very involved in this game. Yeah, I forgot. Like, you put it together. Got danced for the first goal, bad pinch on the third goal, and then no hustle back. And then he scored the second goal. So he was involved all the way through, for better or for worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that's what happens when you play 30 minutes a game.
That's exactly. I was going to say, like,
yes,
when you're on the ice that much against the best players in the world, you're going to have your moments where you look good, and you're going to have your moments where you look real bad.
Just keep in mind, it's not even an NHL game where he has a moment of looking. You're playing against the best in the world. I feel like there needs to be an asterisk on that. Like, everybody that's there is the best in the world.
Yep.
And in that second period, if I take his goal out of it, he still was possibly the player of the period, if that makes sense, that second period. He was everywhere, and he was moving. So then, like, he deserved to get Canada's goal, to be honest. Like, he was just, trying to make up for the first period.
Yeah. I know, eh?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Canada had the puck so much that on the opposite side, you barely even noticed Quinn Hughes out there. Because he's just playing defense the whole game. Whereas that Sweden game, he was like all over the game.
Man.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. He didn't really get to do that. They didn't have the puck to do it. I mean, the time you noticed him was that glove save that Binnington made in overtime. At the start of
overtime. Yeah. That's a huge
He didn't
save.
catch it, but it like bounced off his traps. Like, wow. Yeah. That was the first time I was like, oh yeah, Quinn Hughes. That makes sense, But yeah, I mean, we could get into the 3-on-3 thing. I mean, I don't want to just sit here and get into a bash fest on 3-on-3. I'm going to go out on a limb and say everyone here thinks it's stupid that a game like that goes to 3-on-3. An NHL gimmick that was created to shorten games so they don't extend
regular
too
season.
Long in the regular season.
After splitting points. So, like, just to be clear, we'll do 3-on-3 so we can shorten the game and get out of here, because there's another game coming on after this, or there's primetime television. But hey, the losing team, you'll still get a point though, because I don't want you to be a complete loser in this because of what we've done, right? And then now the thing is, people will say we're making excuses. Number one, Canada won this way as well, this tournament. And we took the win. But before this tournament started, we had this conversation of, oh gosh, I hope it doesn't go to overtime in the gold medal game. No one wants to see 3-on-3. We had that conversation. Mm-hmm. And then here it is. And it's like, just play. We got to overtime with 5-on-5. Great hockey. Just finished that way.
Yeah.
Would you rather 5-on-5 for 10, 20 minutes and then a shootout?
No.
I think I'd rather, if you're going to do a 20-minute period anyway, give them 10 minutes of 5-on-5, and then the very next whistle, if you're not getting it done, we got to go. And switch to, like, you could literally do the next 5 minutes 4-on-4, the next 5 minutes 3-on-3.
You bring that up, and that was something that was floated in the NHL, according to 32 Thoughts a couple of years ago, of why not start downscaling the number of people? Because they wanted to go to a longer, like a 10-minute overtime in the regular season, so to avoid shootouts. And the idea being you could do, 5-4-3 kind of thing, throughout that 10 minutes. It never took off. It was one of those crazy ideas, but I think you're not going to get a debate out of me. 3-on-3 is silly to end a game like this. I will just point out that Olympics have always been 4-on-4 in overtime. Like Crosby's golden goal was 4-on-4. So
it was 4-on-4.
They have not played, at least in my recollection, 5-on-5 overtime in the gold medals. But even still, 4-on-4 is better than 3-on-3.
Yes,
in my opinion.
From what I understand, this was a complete TV thing, right? That like they have the closing ceremonies and we want to be done and we want to get them out of here. So we're going to do this one period and a shootout if they don't.
No, there's never going to be a shootout in the gold medal.
Oh yeah, no, it was golden goal.
Golden goal, but 3-on-3 it would never get past a period, like realistically.
I'd be shocked if it went by 10 minutes.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
If you allowed that,
how good the players are, like by nature of it, there's going to be an odd, rush, or there's going to be a rim and puck goes and there's a breakaway. I mean, it's just the nature of it. It's just going to happen. So it just sucks because it's not in the spirit of, to me, like you're talking about Olympic best on best. It's like play hockey the way you're playing it. Don't change it. But again, I totally understand the points that it's like you said, it's never been 5-on-5.
Yeah, like I'm not going to make an excuse as to that's why Canada lost.
We could have won it.
No,
right? Like,
it's. I would
what do they do for curling if it's a tie?
Yeah,
do they do closest to the pin?
Well, they do extra ends, right? Yeah.
That's right, Matt.
If you're so concerned about the TV time, then maybe they should just do closest to the pin instead of an extra end.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's just that the gold medal men's hockey game was the last event before the closing ceremonies. That's why it was, 8 a.m. Eastern time on a Sunday morning, as opposed to like prime time in Italy, because literally people went from that arena to the closing ceremonies. Like that was it.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
And I think it was more about that than it is. Like, I don't want to make. I view it like when I used to coach basketball, I had a coach at a clinic tell me like one thing you want to teach your players is to never, if you're going to blame the ref, to never blame the ref or never blame the location you're playing in, because part of the deal was if you were up by 20, the refs couldn't have affected the outcome of the game anyway. So the bottom line is, if you don't like 3-on-3 overtime, you should have scored in the third and not let it go to overtime.
Right.
It's like a fight going the judge's decision. Like it's not a for sure thing unless you knock him out. Like so, I don't know.
I think it sure could have. I think it hurts more that we could have. Yeah, exactly.
They were cursed.
It's one thing if you're just holding on and you like barely scrape by and get to overtime, and then you lose. You're like, well, we lucky to be
came
here.
Close,
but like we were in charge for 40 minutes and just got goalied. So it's kind of like at one point, good old Jeremy texted the group to say, this feels like a time when the U.S. is going to score because we were controlling everything. And sure enough, we lost the game. So,
well,
thanks again,
I thought
Jeremy.
it was going to be before the end of the game, but
doesn't matter. Yeah. There's a time change. Your words didn't get over to Italy in time. So you brought up the refs, Tyson. Do you want to talk about the refs?
The whole tournament or just today?
Just today.
How about too many men?
What even is it anymore?
Multiple times.
Yep.
That's what I was saying. I bet you like the ref pulls the mask off and it's the Czechia coach getting his revenge, allowing 6 players.
My word. Yeah, they had they had one in the first that wasn't as egregious, and then the one in the third was like
he played it.
It's unbelievably brutal.
Yeah, the guy came over the boards, plays the puck before the guy changing for him.
Well, listen, you'll like you'll like this. Jeremy will like this. It wasn't today; it was the other day. But Maddox, who's 14 and doesn't watch hockey as religiously as us, but does watch it with me, says out loud, "Oh my gosh, this is worse than Wes McCauley." And I said,
It might actually be Wes McCauley. Did you check?
It is Wes McCauley. He didn't realize he was over there. He was saying it out loud.
I got a kick out of it because when he was standing there to play the puck, all the Canada players stopped their shift change too.
Yeah.
So they were all standing in front of their bench with their arms up like this while the new guys were coming on and he hadn't played the puck yet. So like before he played the puck, there was 15 players standing on the ice.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. Looks good. Looks good. Checks out.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Unintentional, but I'll take it. Anyway, I always go by the refs don't want to influence the game, but by doing so, they influence the game. Like that gave the US, I mean, they didn't score off it. It's fine, but like that was an illegal move, as illegal as a high stick or a puck over glass. But the only thing they seemed to call all game was high sticks. It seemed like even in one of the intermissions, one of the panelists said that the refs seemed nervous, like they seemed to not want to call anything. And so they only called really egregious things. But like that too many men is egregious and should have been called.
Well, that makes my list. I was just going to say, like the 3 penalties for me, like you can let anything else go. You can let hooks, trips, pretend I didn't see it go. To me, a delay a game, like a puck over the glass, a blatant high stick, or too many men. You have to call those.
Yeah, they're black and white penalties. Like they're not subjective, right? Like,
yeah, like, and I'm all for even kind of like, well, it hit his skate, he got off the ice, but not. He played it.
Yeah,
it literally affected. Like, yeah.
And it's fine for it to hit your skate. Like it's in the rule book that there's some leeway for like, you know, if you're getting off the ice and it hits your stick, great. They usually blow it dead as just a dead play and you reface off. But he hit his skate and then he like turned around and played it with a stick. And then more people were jumping on the ice. It's like, dude, you can't do that.
Yeah, that one was shocking. Anyway. It's not definitely not why we lost, but that one shocked me.
And then like and then you have all that going on it's not like there was a ton of penalties, but the penalty on Theodore, it was like, what? Yeah. Now we're calling this? I was like, nothing. You've been letting this stuff go. Even after the replay, I was like, I don't even know what.
I would argue that the non-call on Bennett trying to cut into the net was more egregious than what Theodore was called for. I just couldn't figure out, like, so where's the line? Like, I didn't know where the line was as I'm watching. So
it's like you're saying, like the refs
both ways, by the way, for the Americans too. Not just it was an all around.
Yeah,
like I don't know what they're going to call or what they're not going to.
And it's just insane that the U.S. don't score on a 4-minute double minor, and then that Team Canada 5-on-3. I wanted to take a tire iron and smash my eyes out.
It's very graphic.
I tried to be extreme because it was.
I was curious if that was part of the USA's plan when they got the power play. Canada, the US was just like, take a penalty as quick as you can.
Yeah,
they probably haven't practiced a 5-on-3.
Guaranteed. It's true.
And that was like 5 incredible players all just going like, okay, pass. I'll pass it back to you.
Now, saying all that, the U.S. did not allow a power play goal against the entire tournament. They were 18 for 18, 100% PK rate. So even if they'd called that too many men, probably wouldn't have scored on it, if I'm being honest, like just the way the game was going. So that 5-on-3 was brutal, though.
It was painful. And can I add one thing on that 5-on-3? They did only practice it a couple times, but they practiced it with Sid.
Ah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
which we were feeling not having him today.
And if there's a guy who's going to know what to do, it's him. Like he's going to know what we should do.
Force a play, like mess it up, like get out of the rhythm, just throw them off the rhythm, drive to the net when he's not expected to. You know what I mean? Like he'll do something, shake it up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I McKinnon had the one-timer, and I'm like, I like the fact that he shot. He was way too far, like close to the boards, so it rimmed around and out. And I'm like, that like do that from the point, straight on. But like at the same time, I was like, like you're gonna have to create some chaos because you were watching those guys in the smallest triangle I think I've ever seen for a penalty kill. On like they're killing a 5-on-3, and I'm like, you guys see that when you pass, they are not moving; they're just standing.
No,
they're going to eliminate the seam, and they're just going to stand there. So they're going to cut down. If you're going to shoot,
it's going to be from far out. Yeah, they were crammed right in there. Yeah.
Just shoot, try to get it through traffic, maybe the rebound kicks out to a guy and you got to tap in or something. But, that was, anyway, easy for me to say.
Well, it's just weird because that was their game plan. Like, they had a lot of point shots this game. Like, I think I read a stat that in the second period alone, they had 12 slap shots from the point, like in one period. So like their whole book on Hellebuyck was shot, and rebound, chaos, look for stuff. Yeah, there were some driving plays and some crossing passes and stuff. But a lot of up top, get it to the net. And it just changed on this 5-on-3. It was like, no, let's try these, perimeter passes and find a seam. That, like you said, the triangle was closed. There was no seam.
It just, it's like you try to get an aggressive penalty kill moving around. You can open up a lane. I get it, all that stuff, but like wasn't happening. But that was tough. It's always a bad omen, right? Especially at those moments in the game when you really need one. You get the 5-on-3 that early with that much time. You don't score on it, and you're like, oh boy, no. And then, but equally, it's not like Canada's penalty kill has been the best part of its game. They kill off that double minor, the high stick on Jack Hughes. I mean, there was points in that penalty kill. It was like a momentum building penalty kill. They played keep away there for like 30 or 40 seconds. Stone was doing his thing, and I was like, okay, all right. But yeah, it's just interesting that those power plays, for as big as they were, didn't end up playing really any part in this.
No.
I was curious your guys' thoughts, since we can bring it around to the Leafs. How do you think
hold on. Stop the presses. Hold on. There has been 2 Leafs references in this podcast so far. A reference to Mitch Marner's 1-on-3 goal, and now this topic. Both of which have been brought up by a non-Leafs fan. So I don't want to hear any comments about how this podcast is all about the Leafs. It wasn't Tyson, Gary, or myself. These are Jeremy bringing this up.
I didn't know you were going to be defensive.
I'm just tired of everything being about the Leafs, okay? Austin Matthews is an Olympic champion.
There you go. So, I mean, I've never seen him like... maybe you guys have. I've never seen him smile. That happy.
No, because he plays in Toronto.
Yeah. Why would he smile?
The amount of comments this tournament, like Stone talking about Marner, Jack, the Hughes brothers. Did you guys see that? They had quotes today.
Yeah,
talking about, like, they came right to his defense.
Yep,
and specifically called out the Toronto media to say, this guy is a winner. I don't care what specifically the Toronto media says or whatever, right? And so what do you think? Like, I mean, he played a big part in this game, but again, it's in that way that we sort of talked about before. Like, he had a pretty big play on that, on the overtime. I mean, he was great defensively. He made a ton of great reads defensively.
So I'm gonna let Tyson carry most of this, but I want to just ask you a question first. So how many points do you think Austin Matthews had in the Olympic final and the Four Nations final?
Ooh, I didn't look.
He had 3 points in those 2 games combined. How many other forwards on either the US or Canada team had more than 3 points in those 2 games? None. Not a single one.
Probably,
in fact, there's none with more than 2 points. Like, all of them are single points in those 2 games. So Matthews has 3 in the 2 games. No other forward on either country's team has more than 1.
He assisted the Boldy goal, right?
Yep.
And So what do you think of? I mean, there's been comments about what do you think, Tyson? Like, what do you think the narrative is changed?
I'm tired of and it's not you guys. I know you know what I mean, but like, there's this whole like as if Austin Matthews needs defending, including even from Leafs fans, when 90% of the Leafs fans just love him. Like, I don't know what there is to, and even in this tournament, I think he finishes now with at least 5 points. It might be 6, but finished as a +6 in the tournament as a forward, and was easily the best defensive forward today. Don't quote me on those points, but if he's not a +6, he's a +5. The only criticism we might have had from Leafs fans might have nothing to do with his actual gameplay. We know he was playing hurt, but it might actually be that this weird, let's take the C off Tavares, who everybody loves thing, and handing it to him because we're slowing down his progression or whatever as a leader. Like, I can't imagine like Sid playing with Lemieux going, so you're going to give me the C? You're going to give me the C? Oh, somewhere else I'd have the C. Like, he's going to, like, Tavares will play a couple more years and be gone, and guess who'd have the C? Matthews will still be there. You know what I mean? That's the only criticism I can see is fans still upset over that, as if Austin like raised his hand and asked if he could take it. And because that's not what went down. It was offered.
It's just like all the Canadians right now that are so upset that Cale Makar took number 8 from Drew Doughty. I just hear them nonstop talking about it.
Nonstop.
Yeah. It's all everyone's talking about.
So just doubling back on the points thing, Matthews had 7 points in 6 games, 3 goals, 4 assists, including a point in every single game except one, but he got a point in the final. So yeah, 7 points over 6 games in this Olympic tournament.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's a lot of low hanging fruit stuff. Like, you look at like both overtime goals that Marner has had in 4 Nations and now this one, and Matthews doesn't have a moment like that, and that is the stuff that people remember. So he can be a good player, he can contribute, he can do all the right things, but he's got to see, and he doesn't have, and he's a goal scorer. Like, we think of him as a goal scorer. It's like, so that's the worst type of pressure, because it's like, well, yeah, like you're supposed to go out and score the big goals. You know, it's like, if Canada has McDavid to score his, then you should be out there to score yours. You scored almost 70 goals one time, you know? And it's like, I think that's the bar that's been given to him.
Yep.
And yes, he's in Toronto. So it's all we kind of talk about. I mean, like, let's say if he's the captain of the Florida Panthers and you're like, you take Barkov.
Why would you put that into the ether? Why would you say that out loud? What is wrong with you?
Like, after the day you just put us through.
Matthews to the Panthers. But but like, you take a guy like Barkov, right? Like, Barkov is not he's not like, I find them kind of similar. Like, Barkov is a shutdown kind of guy. We talk about how great he is defensively. He's one of my favorite non-Avs players. I'm sorry, again, more hate for me. I get it. But I like him as a player. He's looked to as a respected captain. He would have been for Finland. Very, very similar circumstances. But if, like, take him and put him in Toronto, and the way he plays and stuff like that, does he get the same love and respect? Or is it like, well, how come he's not, like, you know, doing all these big moments for us and getting all this stuff? Like, Barkov's game is not a highlight reel game. And it's almost like Matthews' game is a lot like that. He adds a lot of value. He takes a lot of tough mashups. He's very good at those. But it's like, if everyone just thinks he's supposed to score the big goal.
I have a theory. There's a lot of Leafs fans, and some of them are pretty vocal, and I think Leafs fans almost end up in this like bit of an echo chamber. But a lot of hardcore Leafs fans aren't necessarily hardcore hockey guys. So a lot of the stuff you just rhymed off about Barkov and Matthews that don't make the highlight reel, if you're a coach in the NHL, you love those guys. You just love those guys. Like, how many pockets of Canadian players did Austin Matthews pick today? But that doesn't make highlight reels. You know what I mean? Like, oh, a forward got back and lifted the stick and took the puck and they're going back up. Yeah, it was Matthews. Like probably a dozen times. But that doesn't make your highlight reel tomorrow morning when they're going over it again on the sports desk. You know what I mean?
It's fair.
So I'm echoing what you say, Jeremy, about Barkov. And I don't know if that, you know how, like, let's say 10% of any fan base in the NHL, and I'm making up a number, are like vocal idiots and the rest are like silent majority. If it's Leafs land, that 10% is more of them.
Right.
And then we wonder why people like not only sometimes hate Leafs fans, but then they start to hate on, or you end up with social media wars or whatever in Toronto, like not leaving these players alone. And it's actually part of what I love the Leafs to death, but it's part of what even makes me mad sometimes. It's like, just let them, like the way they go on about the players as if, they themselves have never had a bad day, sometimes is just wild.
I will say, like, if you watch any of the behind the scenes stuff that the Leafs put out, when they're focusing on like another player, like they had a feature on Scott Lawton when he went back to Philly. Whenever like Matthews is like in the background or he's on the ice in practice behind the scenes, he's always got a big smile on his face. He's goofing around. He's like joking with the other players. He's, out in the evening with them and stuff. Like it's different when the cameras are on, right? Like he's not like Willie Styles, who like loves having the public looking at him sometimes, I guess. He's much more, if he much more reserved.
Yes, that was good. But
when he's not the topic or he's not the focus, like I think you can see him being a lot looser. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And if you watch a lot of that background stuff, you see genuine moments with him of just being happy for other people and the other players on his team. Like he's the clips of even the banter between him and Max.
Right.
It's like, oh,
he is a real person
with a sense of with a sense of humor and everything. Yeah, like he's.
Yeah. The thing that I'll always wonder about him is like I you take. When Landeskog was injured in Colorado and people were like, oh, McKinnon is going to take the C. And he, as we know, especially when you try to hand him stuffed animals, can be nothing but honest.
I'm going to try to make that our thumbnail, by the way. I was going to bring that up.
He has no filter. He has the voice in his head is the one you hear. There is no filter with that guy. There's none on his face. There's nothing. So what he says is true. And he said he shut that all down so fast. He's like, oh, I do not want the C. Don't ever give me the C. I'm not Gabe Landeskog. I don't do what he does. I can't do what he does. He's a leader of this team. He's a guy that people look to, and that's not me. And he was, I'm sure they wanted to give him the A for Team Canada. And he's like, I'm good. My leading by example is what I do on the ice. I don't know how to talk to people. I snap at people. I sound angry all the time. Don't make me do that. It won't be good. I'm sure it's a conversation, something like that, right? Like that's
Nate
just
McKinnon
not.
As your captain would be a great TV show, though.
It would be incredible.
Episode 1, the players walk in and he's removed like every sugary snack and drink and everything from the locker room.
The thing is, it's like, so I just, he shut that all down. He's like, I don't want that. I don't want that role. It's not something and what I'll always wonder with Matthews, because he's such a reserved type of person, is how much did he want that versus how much did he think he needed to take it? You know what I mean?
So going back in time, before JT was named captain, it was going to be Matthews. He was ready to be named captain until he decided to moon a police officer in Arizona. And then Steve Simmons found the arrest record and then made it public because that's what he does. And then
that's what he does.
They pivoted and made JT the captain. So I don't know if everybody remembers that or not, but the original plan.
I do. And I was never mad at him for it. I thought it was hilarious.
Because he's a
former serial mooner myself. Like
you're in here first, folks. Dyson the serial mooner.
Can confirm.
They know. Some know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
hey, Cameron, sister.
Oh my!
Many years ago, right?
So, like, this was the plan all along, was to get him the C.
Eventually,
Took a little bit of a detour. It doesn't answer your question whether he wants it or not, but I would think.
Well, yeah, and I
would think over the years of JT being captain, he would see what it entails and be like, oh, I don't want this, right? Like,
right. And but he's just like a, especially it's probably because of the Toronto media. If anything, he's probably become more, selective with what he's going to say.
It's
right?
because of Simmons. Just say it. It's because of the Toronto Star, the
because-
Toronto Sun and Simmons.
Well,
leaking his medical records, leaking his arrest record. Like
that dude.
Like-
ugh. Anyways.
And also, they go, when Tavares was captain, the media would go to Tavares for a quote, and he would just kind of mumble something off to them. And then they would be like, okay. And then Austin, Willie, Mitch.
Mhm.
Anybody have anything to say?
I don't understand. Like, I know I know they have to talk to the media, but it's like, I mean, it just seems insane how much they have to talk and say stuff. It's just like,
Agreed.
I don't, like
why?
Yeah, if they talk long enough, they're eventually going to either contradict something they've said or they're going to say something. And I guess that's what they want. But like, I just hate it. I mean, I don't like taking these quotes and then trying to figure out what they mean and all this. It's just.
Well, I'm telling you, they wouldn't want to interview me after some of this stuff. Like, I just can't imagine. So, hey, Connor, what went wrong out there today? Well, the Americans scored there, Gene. So, like, I would be so, like, what do you want from them in those moments? Like, it's, like Austin gave a nice interview today to Kyle Bukauskas right after. And like he knows Kyle because of Toronto, right? So the second he saw Kyle, that's how Kyle probably got that, right?
Yeah.
And like that was nice, but it's a completely different interview when you're happy and won something than sometimes you got a mic in their face when stuff's going bad.
Well, again, like McKinnon was going to get a lot of bad press for that missed open net. Anyway,
I felt.
And then they asked
no one
him
would be
after
harder
the
on
game.
him than himself. So that's
well. And then they ask him after the game about the game, and they're like, who's the better team? And he's like, well, you be the judge.
Yeah. Yeah. You watch the game and tell me who is the better team or something like that is his words.
Something like that. And I'm like, buddy, if you just, you can save yourself some trouble if you just phrase that a different way.
I don't know, man. I liked it. Like, that's just like,
I hope he never changes.
Game. That's setting up the next game. Like, we were the better team. You watch for yourself, right?
Yeah. He wasn't like, he's not wrong. I mean, people say, oh, the better team wins. I get it. I understand that, no problem. I'm not making excuses, but like, I just never helps himself and then give him those stupid stuffed animals. And he just does the visible eye roll. Like, what are we doing here? Like, let me go home and stupid ceremony.
Why didn't they hand them out at the same time? Get your medal, get your stuffy. Like, why did you need to do it too?
Why are we still standing here?
And it's a stuffy.
I mean, that's Olympic tradition, so I get it. But like, why?
I know, but like I've seen past Olympic traditions where it's like it's the bouquet of flowers, or it's a bouquet with a little box tied to it, or it's the bouquet with the Olympic rings hanging off it, or it's like a box with like there's must be something in it, but like here's the box with the big bow on it. This was like a full on like claw crane game stuffy. Like, you take this stuffy. It took me hours out front of Kmart trying to get these.
Kmart.
That's where I used to play.
Wow.
I'm dating myself now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, the whole thing sucks, but the good news is we can forget and move on quick because we're back. The NHL regular season, which is on
Wednesday.
Yeah. And then we're barely getting going with that. And the trade deadline is not this Friday, but next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been curious how much discussions have been going on during this Olympic break. The trade freeze, I think, is up tonight, which is we're recording this on Sunday.
So, but that still seems mean when they're just getting on flights like tonight or tomorrow morning. Like it's
yeah, man. Matthews is gonna have his gold medal and find out he's traded for Barkov to the Panthers.
Would you stop?
Would you close your dirty little mouth?
What is going on?
So when do we start getting the stories about all the Olympic athletes coming back home now and shutting it down for the season?
Well, the Marchand was one that people were talking about, right?
He was pretty useless.
What about Crosby?
Event. Not useless, but he was pretty ineffective this event. Marchand was.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it was not Four Nations for him at all. This tournament, no, that I can like him, not like him, not like him, all I want, but like it's, yeah.
Well, I think it was, it was Elliot Friedman was saying that he thought that Marchand was playing in a way where it was like he knew he might be done for the rest of the year. And then now, like, what about Crosby, right? Like, I mean, it sounds like he could have played, so it's like it can't be that bad, but like, you know, what do they do with that, right?
As a guy with knee problems for the past 25 years of my life, that did not look like a healthy way to fall there.
For sure.
So, especially with the sideways twist, my guess was immediately like, oh, my land, like MCL meniscus or something. Like that was just, ugh.
Yeah. And you got Rantanen, who didn't play the bronze medal game. Rantanen was out for that. So is he hurt?
Yeah.
And obviously Fiala is done for the year, which is unfortunate. Like,
that is, yeah.
No wonder the NHL owners don't want people going to the Olympics.
Well, exactly, right? Like, look at the big names that have, you know, had injuries because of this or whatever. But yeah, I like say we're approaching trade deadline, so we'll that'll probably be something we'll get into on the next one there. But we'll see. Like I say, the trade freeze is up, I think, tonight, which is Sunday night. First game is Wednesday. So I suspect tomorrow and Tuesday, there will be a whole bunch of rumors start flying around about who's buying, who's selling, you know, what's going to go on. Calgary, I've heard some stuff about Kadri.
Me too.
Don't know what's around there. If I'm San Jose, I'm going, okay, I can't get McDavid. I can't get McKinnon, but I gotta get someone to play with Macklin.
Man, he had an amazing event. He was so good for a 19-year-old.
He was so good.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. If there's one positive takeaway from this, like, dude's 19. I mean, he is going to be the core piece of Canada, like, moving forward here, right now that we're doing these international games again.
Yeah.
I mean, hard to imagine he's 19 and just had the tournament of almost anybody. Crazy. So
I look forward to the Maple Leafs having a tribute video to honor Austin Matthews, captain of Team USA.
It's curious what they would do.
Gold medal winner.
Like, at least
they will, right?
At least in Vegas, you could bring out like Eichel and Marner, and it's here's our Olympians, right? And you've got you know, the gold medal winner there, but the only one on the Leafs is Matthews, who beat your home country.
I think you have to.
I think you have to.
Like, he won a gold medal and he captained the team.
Yeah, so they already put out social posts like congratulating him on the gold medal. So I would assume they will have a ceremony for him or something at some point.
With a golf clap.
Hey man, the fans in Toronto gave Marner's tribute a standing ovation. So
yes, they did.
They'll probably cheer, and I would cheer too. I mean, you gotta eventually look past it and be like, he is still the captain of our team for the rest of the year, and he is coming back an Olympic champion, right? Like, maybe that will motivate him. Like, the smiles post game, the interviews, the overjoy he showed on his face. He was like hooping and hollering. It's like, yeah, bring that back to Toronto. Like, bring that energy here, right? Like, take us forward.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was my thought, is like, I'd be excited. Like, you're ever going to be fired up.
Yeah, it hurts in the moment, but like, realistically, it's an accomplishment for a player on your team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm worried about Brock Nelson. I think McKinnon might kill him. He may kill him. He may eat him alive.
At least he has the fishbowl over his face to protect him.
Oh, Jeremy, I swear to you, this is what happens today. They're handing out the medals, and I don't even want to watch it, but I want to see Austin get his. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, well, it's like, you know. And there's Brock Nelson standing there. And Amanda doesn't watch. She watches every Leafs game with me, but she doesn't stay up and watch the Western games with me.
I know where this is going.
And out of nowhere, she goes, who is that? What is he, 54?
Why Why did they get a Renaissance period soldier reenactment actor to stand here and receive a medal?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Like there's been like his Brent Burns is playing in Colorado and they put photos up of the two of them. Like one of these guys is almost 40 and one of these guys is 32. You have to guess which one is which.
Oh man, it's insane. I told her that too today. That I said, I'm guessing, but I think he's 32. Brent Burns is another one that like I saw a time lapse the other day of his draft photo to now. It's hilarious. I'm like
he somehow got less mature as he got older.
Yeah.
It's all that beef jerky.
It is.
You guys remember the commercials from when him and Thornton were in San Jose?
Yep.
In the saunas with their shirts off or buck naked, eating beef jerky.
They were naked a lot in San Jose, I feel like.
They were naked a lot.
Yeah.
And on that note.
Keep your sticks on the ice, everybody.